I am today suspending my campaign. I'm proud to have delivered on 100% of my promises, and I will not stop now. It's clear to me that a majority of Republican primary voters want to give Donald Trump another chance. They watch his presidency.
Once again, Ron DeSantis quitting the race for the Republican presidential nomination and throwing his support behind former President Trump earlier today. This is a major development in the race for the White House, and political analyst Stephen Caliendo, political science professor at North Central College, is here to talk about it. Thanks for joining us, Stephen.
Good to see you, Dane. Thanks for having me.
So DeSantis had money coming into this race. He had name recognition, conservative credentials. How did the wheels come off his campaign?
I think we'll be doing a post-mortem for some time, because you're right that he came in with momentum and a good bit of money, although the money question's interesting because he was really all in on Iowa. And even though he came in second place in Iowa, he didn't win any of the 99 counties. And of course, it was a distant second place. He really didn't have much money left to move forward, even this week for New Hampshire. And I think looking at the polling there, he was worried that New Hampshire wasn't going to give him a bump in fundraising either. And so there was that part of it. It was partly because he was an early challenge to President Trump, but lots of other folks jumped in too. Remember, those fall debates were quite crowded. Lots of ideas there, lots of other candidates who were spending time in Iowa and other places, and his messages simply got lost in the shuffle.
And as a candidate, he just didn't seem to be able to connect very well, did he?
He's a little on the stiff side. You know, it's a different era than it was even 50 years ago, but certainly 100 years ago, where ideas really are what matters. He's certainly photogenic enough. He's a handsome fella, but he's not real smooth. And so when he got in the town halls, when he got in the debates, he wasn't exactly sure where to look. He didn't look comfortable when he was smiling. These are all intangibles, but when people are comparing them against other candidates, and then for Republicans, of course, the most important question for them is who can beat Joe Biden. DeSantis just didn't seem like he was the one who was going to do it for them.
So now it is a two-person race on the Republican side. Who do you think this helps more, Nikki Haley or Donald Trump?
That's such a great question. I don't want to punt on it, but let me explain it this way. I think it depends why Ron DeSantis voters were supporting him instead of the former president in the first place. As you know, in the last couple of debates, it was really DeSantis and Haley only. They were going at each other a lot. Ron DeSantis, of course, throws his support immediately behind Donald Trump today in his video. He didn't have to do that, but he does. If people were really voting for DeSantis because they just didn't want Trump again, that's sort of one thing. If they were voting for DeSantis because they thought he was be the best candidate and he was closest to Trump but more electable, then that's going to help Trump more because, the argument against Nikki Haley is that she's too establishment. She's not MAGA enough. So depending on the composition of DeSantis' supporters, we're going to find out who they'll be supporting next.
Political science professor Stephen Caliendo, thanks for joining us this evening.
It's wonderful to see you. Have a good night.